This is Adam, and he suffers from gout. Try Urol. It helps to prevent crystallization of uric acid crystals in gout therapy. Urol, effective urinary alkalinizer for gout.
Good evening, I'm Camelia and this is KiniNews. Imagine Anwar Ibrahim's surprise following his return to Malaysia from what he describes a successful trip to Germany, only to encounter Malaysians squabbling over petty issues like bakuteh.
Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has reminded Malaysians to focus on important issues like building up the economy and attracting investments. At the Prime Minister's Department monthly assembly this morning, Anwar lamented that he had returned from a successful foreign trip to Germany to find that Malaysia's headlines were dominated by petty squabbles.
Kalau saya bincang masalah ni kan, pelaburan bagaimana gini, tapi balik Malaysia punya bak kutih, buka kantin sekolah bulan Ramadan. Itulah jadi itu hangat seolah-olah itu hidup matinya kita, maruah kita. Sudah tahu. Inilah keadaan.
Anwar also urged leaders and the people to focus on debate and discussion for a healthier and fresher discourse. According to Bernama, the Prime Minister also reminded Muslims to embrace the spirit of Ramadan by strengthening self-discipline and being kind to the less fortunate. He said that Ramadan is also a madrasah to strengthen faith, morals and discipline. Anwar added that if the spirit of Ramadan was more present in life, the country's problems would be more manageable and its success could be better conveyed to the outside world. In his briefing, the Premier also hailed his recent visit to Germany as a remarkable success, attributing it to the teamwork of the public service.
It used to be your friendly neighborhood mini-mart, but it faces boycotts and police investigations. KK Mart is now in the center of a scandal that won't be going away anytime soon. The Home Ministry is currently investigating KK Mart following the sale of socks bearing the word Allah. This is despite the convenience store chain having issued an apology. Deputy Home Minister Shamsul Anwar Nasara told Dewan Rakyat today that the police have conducted inspections at KK Mart premises nationwide.
KDN memandang serius isu ini dan tindakan penguatkuasaan diambil dengan melaksanakan pemeriksaan di semua permis-permis KK Mart di seluruh negara, dan hasil pemeriksaan yang kita buat didapati KK Mart telah menarik balik semua stokin-stokin berkenaan di semua cawangan-cawangannya di seluruh negara.
Despite this, further investigations are being carried out to ensure that the socks are completely removed from the market. Initially, the police did not investigate the sale of the socks due to the absence of police reports. However, Shamsul said that investigations are now underway due to public concern over the issue. He emphasized that parties involved could face fines of up to 20,000 ringgit or imprisonment for a maximum of 3 years or both. 42 police reports were received nationwide regarding the sale of the socks at KK Mart in Bandar Sunway, Selangor. The KK Mart sock scandal has left one MP worried. Kelvin Yee fears that escalation risks divide and economic impact. But before we get into that, keep your heads cool and feet warm with the Kini Morning Brief. It's Malaysia Kini's free flagship newsletter that sends you summarized key news and analysis straight to your inbox 3 times a week. Scan the QR code on screen to sign up for free now.
Bandar Kuching MP Kelvin Yee said that any escalation or excessive threats on the KK Mart controversy is not productive and would only divide our multicultural society. He added that such an escalation would even impact local workers and could possibly even hurt the economy. In a statement last night, Kelvin stressed on the importance of finding a middle ground and a way forward that is best for all parties. He pointed out that the misunderstanding started through miscommunication between the supplier and the owner, as the owner wasn't even aware that the socks sent to his shops were designed that way. Yee said that upon realizing the matter, the owner took immediate steps to rectify the matter, including making a public apology and further steps to allay the concerns and misunderstanding. The DAP Youth Chief also called on UMNO Youth to take this as an opportunity to bridge the divide rather than dividing the people. He said this in response to UMNO Youth Chief Dr. Muhammad Akmal Salih's call for Malaysians to boycott KK Mart as a response to the rude incident and to teach the company a lesson. Last Wednesday, convenience store chain KK Mart apologized over the sale of Birano Sock branded socks which bore the word Allah. The company said they immediately terminated the sale of the product and requested an explanation from the supplier. The police said they were not investigating the incident as they did not receive any report. In response, Akmal said UMNO Youth Wing members nationwide will start lodging police reports. Meanwhile, MCA Secretary General Chong Sin Woon also urged Akmal not to blindly make boycott calls against the store chain, suggesting that such a move would hurt the country.
Funding for the opposition has been a hot topic. However, in a twist of parliamentary ping-pong, Deputy Prime Minister Fadillah Yusof reveals a delay in discussions.
Deputy Prime Minister Fadillah Yusof said opposition leader Hamzah Zainuddin and opposition party representatives have requested that discussions regarding allocations be postponed to next week. According to Bernama, Fadillah said discussions involving allocations for opposition MPs should have been held last Tuesday. He said all party representatives, namely Taqiyuddin Hassan for PAS, Hamzah and Ronald Kiandi from Bersatu, requested a postponement because Taqiyuddin had important matters in Kota Bahru. He added that the date has yet to be set because they are waiting for them to confirm and it could be sometime next week. According to him, the discussion will also detail the opposition's requests to the government, including any form of cooperation that can be established between both parties. He said after that he will present it to the government for discussion and only then will negotiations take place. Meanwhile, Fadillah denied claims by Muar MP Syed Sadiq Syed Abdul Rahman, who said his constituency had not received any allocations. He said Syed Sadiq only met him twice and the allocation to him as an MP is not yet available, but there are allocations for the parliamentary constituency. Fadillah added that he wanted to discuss with the opposition leader first. Previously, in a written reply in Parliament, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for the Federal Territories, Dr. Zaliha Mustafa said over 300 million ringgit was channeled to the Muar constituency through various projects.
Hit the MACC stage and spill the beans. At least, that's what the MACC is hoping Wan Saiful would do. However, it's unclear if the Bersatu leader would tangle with the graftbuster, citing parliamentary privileges.
The MACC has asked Bersatu MP Wan Saiful Wan Jan to cooperate in its investigation into a claim he was offered bribes in return for supporting Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. MACC Chief Commissioner Azam Baki said while they are completely aware of all the law provisions on immunity for MPs in the Dewan Rakyat, that is more towards actions in court. He told Malaysia Kini they were asking Wan Saiful to assist the investigation by coming to the MACC office to give his statement, as the MACC had already opened an investigation. Azam said the MACC hopes to get his cooperation because we want to get more details into what he had said in Parliament. Malaysia Kini had contacted Azam for comments after Wan Saiful reportedly asked MACC to reconsider its position considering the privilege granted to MPs under the law. Azam said the agency is duty-bound to investigate the matter as an allegation of corruption was made and hoped that Wan Saiful could help shed more light on the case. Azam added that Wan Saiful, through his lawyer, had also indicated that he was willing to cooperate with MACC, albeit with a condition that the agency shows how they can supersede the House of Parliament Privileges and Powers Act. On February 28th, Wan Saiful claimed in Parliament that he was offered a 1.7 million ringgit allocation for his constituency in return for supporting Anwar. Wan Saiful was initially scheduled to give his statement to investigators at MACC headquarters in Putrajaya on Friday, but at the last minute sent a letter through his lawyer that he could not make it due to the date being unsuitable. Wan Saiful had also previously complained to the Dewan Rakyat that MACC was allegedly harassing him by seeking to record his statement regarding his speech in the August House.
Sparks fly as UMNO's Wan Rosdi takes aim at P. Ramazami. With a dash of sarcasm, Wan Rosdi urges the former DAP leader to put a lid on his supposedly misleading monologues.
UMNO Vice President Wan Rosdi Wan Ismail has criticised former Penang Deputy Chief Minister P. Ramasamy for his recent statement. The UMNO leader called on Ramasamy to refrain from making potentially misleading remarks. Wan Rosdi highlighted Ramasamy's lack of credibility to discuss political betrayals, citing Ramasamy's departure from DAP to establish a new party after not being selected as a candidate. Wan Rosdi stated that he felt compelled to respond to Ramasamy's critique of UMNO's Secretary-General Ashraf Wajdi Dusuki's remarks on party betrayals. Previously, Ramasamy had criticised Ashraf's assertion that Bersatu was born out of betrayal, arguing that PKR, UMNO's new ally, shares similar origins. He pointed out that UMNO lacks credibility to discuss betrayal given its own history.
And that is all for me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.